Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and today we are going to be doing another plan with me. We are going to be planning July 14th through July 20th. Before we did that, I wanted to go back and give you guys a little glance because you may or may not have noticed that I did not post a plan with me for this current week. Things were a little chaotic. I was supposed to be filming that during 4th of July weekend and editing it. However, with it being a long weekend, a long holiday weekend, and my kids home, there was just way too much going on. To be honest, I wasn't really in the right headspace, so I just kind of did a very quick sped up plan with me, and I posted that as a reel on my Instagram, on my planning Instagram. If you don't follow me on my Instagram, I will link that down below and maybe you can follow me there. So here is a very quick glance at what the week looked like. It is currently July 11th when I'm filming this, so we still have the whole weekend to get through, but yeah, here's a little glance at what my week looked like. This was Kit. Give me 1 second and I'll pull up the kit. Okay. This was Kit, PlannerKate kit, of course, 731. And I used the journaling number 2 sheet and, of course, the sampler. Sampler is just my ride or die all the time, every week. Okay, so moving on to the week of the 14th. We are already entering midway through July. And that's crazy. We are going to be planning with PlannerKate Mini Kit 733. Again, I have the sampler and journaling number 2. Okay, let's get started. I like to always start with the washi. All right, as always, I like to start with the washi. So how is everybody's week going? Or I guess by the time I post this, the weekend will be finishing up. So how was everybody's weekend? How was everybody's 4th of July weekend? I guess I should say that because, yeah. Ours was good. Like I said, we definitely did not do much. We stayed home all day, and my sister had brought up the idea that, they were going to a local park to watch fireworks and hang out for the afternoon and evening. And I brought up the idea to my daughter, and she was like, can we just stay home instead and watch the fireworks in our neighborhood? And I'm like, absolutely. That makes me happy. That's actually what I was hoping that we could do, because that way I don't have to deal with crowds. I don't have to deal with the traffic getting out of the park and getting home. So I was more than happy to stay home and watch fireworks there. Okay, we are doing the dates next, or the days of the week, I guess I should say. My daughter is home today, even though it's Friday. She did not want to go over to her in-law or to her grandparents, my in-laws, and she's been over there basically every day this week, with the exception of, well, I guess I shouldn't say every day this week. She's been there Wednesday and Thursday. So she didn't feel like going over there today, and I didn't feel like arguing with her. She's at an age now where I feel like she can kind of make that decision on her own. I don't want to force her to do that. Luckily I have a job where I'm super flexible, and I obviously work from home. So since I own my own business, and so I was like, okay, that's fine. You can stay home, but you have to be quiet when I'm filming a video. And she's in the living room right now. My desk and my little office area is unfortunately in my bedroom, but she's watching TV in our living room and it's really loud, so I hope you guys cannot hear it. Okay. Date dots, I want to get those in before I forget, because if I don't do it now, I will forget. And we are starting with the 14th. Another reason why I did not film a plan with me for last week was because I was having some technological issues. So I began filming this plan with me, and I got like 5 minutes in, and all of a sudden my phone stopped recording and said that my storage was full on my phone. And I'm like, excuse me? Don't think that's the real issue. So luckily I talked with my husband and I explained the message that I got, and I am super thankful that I basically live with Apple support. I do have an Apple phone, an iPhone, and he is basically the tech person. He actually works for tech. He works for IT. So yeah, I just have to voice my complaints to him, and he does his magic and finds a way to fix it. So that's what happened. And by the time we got it all figured out, or he got it all figured out, I didn't, like I said, I wasn't really in the right mind space. My kids were home. They were being loud. I didn't feel like, I wasn't in the right headspace. So that's why there was no plan with me. Okay. Date dots are in. Let's work on, I'm going to actually do my sidebar next. So let's start with this guy. Actually, no, let's do, I always do this week, and I'm going to pair it with that sticker. The show or movie that my daughter is watching, I think, is that like K-pop Demon Hunter, I think is what it's called. She watched it last night, and I think she's watching it again. She asked me to watch it with her, and I'm like, okay. That's part of being a parent, is like, you're not really interested in it, but you still want to make them feel like that you are interested, because obviously I don't want her to think that I don't want to be a part of what she's interested in. So I will probably be watching that with her at some point this weekend. Okay, let's do, I'm going to do my habits down here. And like I've been doing, I'm going to go for a no spend and a fitness planner habit. Whoa, I forgot my R. Does anybody ever do that, or is it just me? Like, I'm writing things out and then I just randomly forget the very last letter of the word. Don't know why that happens. I'm just going to chalk it up to getting older. Okay. And then I'm also going to use one of my new doodle girls that I got in the mail today for no spend. Also in the mail, I got these habit headers, and I love them. So let's see which color would go best. That yellow is actually a lot brighter, but I still think I want to use it. It'll be fine. Calm down, everybody. It'll be okay. Oh, I need to lift her up. That's off center. Actually, it's fine. Whatever. Okay. Next, we do my weekly reading. What am I reading this week? I finished The Missing by Kirsten Moglen. I'm still listening to Onyx Storm. I really haven't had a whole lot of time to listen to my audiobook, but hopefully that changes soon. So I am listening to Onyx Storm, and I will be starting, what's the book? Let me grab my Kindle. Okay, I will be starting Flock by Kate Stewart. I'll be honest, I have no idea what this book is about. However, my sister, who has very similar taste in books as I do, she recommended it and said that I should read this series. I think it's like a 3-book series. So I will be starting this on my Kindle. So that is what I am reading this week. Okay. It is also camp week for my daughter. She has one more full week of camp, although I don't know if she's going to be going on Monday because we are taking the boat out on the lake on Monday. So yeah, but anyway, it's camp week. So let's write that in. Let's use these little squiggly divider guys. I don't have a lot of reasons to use these, but if I can find a little area to use them, I will. Okay, and it is also week 29. So let's get that in. Okay, as far as a checklist, I need one of those. Let's go with this yellow. Again, it's not an exact yellow, but that's okay. Again, hopefully you guys can't hear the TV in the other room. But if you do, I apologize. I've already asked her to turn it down once. But you know how kids are. They turn it down, and then when you're not looking, they turn it back up. At least that's what my kids do. Okay. So now that that is done, let's work on Monday. So Monday is our trash day. Let's get that in. And then we're going out on the boat. I do have boat day stickers. Let's see. There they are. How do I want to mark boat day? just want to use a good old half box. I'm not 100% sure on the time, but it'll probably be around 10 or 11 a.m. So I'm going to put it at the 10:30 mark. And we will obviously be out on the boat until probably like 3 o'clock. So let's mark that. All right. Okay, and obviously since we're going to be out on the boat, I am not going to be working that day, and I'm going to make it my rest day. So let's do day off. Okay, day off on Monday. And then it is also going to be a rest day. All right, I found my rest day stickers. Let's use a dark blue. I'm gonna put it down here. All right, I think that's pretty much it for Monday. Tuesday, I will be working. I have my weekly girls walk with my mom and my sister. Like I said in the past, me, my sister, and my mom, we all live like within 5 minutes of each other. So every week during the warmer months, we meet up at one of our neighborhoods and we just go for a walk during our lunch breaks. So let's get that in. And we usually do that on Tuesdays at 11. This current week that I'm filming, I rescheduled our girls walk. It actually got rescheduled a couple times. So Tuesday was my son's birthday. I took the kids to the zoo because we have a zoo membership. I wanted to spend the day with my son on his birthday rather than just sending him off to my in-laws. Again, I am very fortunate enough in the fact that I am self-employed and I can make my own schedule. So I feel very lucky that I can do that. So our walk was rescheduled to Wednesday. Well, we didn't realize that it was pouring rain for the majority of the day Wednesday. So then we rescheduled it to Friday. So that got rescheduled a couple times, but it ended up happening today on the day that I'm filming this. So we got it done. That's all that matters. In addition to my girls walk, I'm going to be doing a full body workout. Okay, let's do a green. Full body. And I will probably do that right after our walk. I'm also needing to do laundry on Tuesday. I need to put a bunch of laundry away, so love that for me. Let's do this guy. And that is laundry time. and I will basically be putting laundry away for at least an hour. At least that's what it seems like. That guy's a little bit crooked. Okay. I will be working some Tuesday morning. And I will be doing work probably around 7:30 or 8 a.m. So we'll put it at 8 a.m. Moving on to Wednesday. That is payday for my husband. He is getting paid. So we are going to use a payday sticker along with the cash. I'm gonna put it up here. And then I will also, before I get started on work, I'm going to be doing hopefully a walk if the weather permits and an upper body workout. So let's put that in. We're going to do a blue. Oh, you know what? Instead of writing walk, I think I have some old PlannerKate or older PlannerKate walk stickers. If I can find them. Okay, I found them. So I do have these that I've had for quite some time. So let's put these in. I always want to find a complementing color. Like, it doesn't have to match exactly, but it needs to complement the kit, if you know what I mean. So I will probably do that around 8 or 8:30. And then right after, I'm going to be doing my upper body workout. So let's use this dark blue. And I will be doing that right after my walk. Let's get a cute little dumbbell, because the black and white icons are my absolute favorite sticker from PlannerKate. I don't like it there. We're just going to put it there and we're going to be happy with it. Okay. Wednesday, I also need to get some work in. So let's do I am wanting to make some new jewelry, and maybe I think I also want to make some new keychains. So I'm going to be working on that next week. Okay, next, one thing that I am trying to implement every week is to do a photo and video cleanup in my phone so that I do not get to the point where I can't film on my phone anymore. So I want to start doing that every week. I think Wednesdays is probably going to be the best day, so let's do that. Photo clean out. I'm going to put it down in the evening. That's not time sensitive, but it is something that I want to do at some point that day. And then I also got Of course I got a black and white icon for that. Okay, another thing that is happening. Ooh, I actually just started watching Big Brother again. I have always liked watching Big Brother. However, last season, I quit watching halfway through. I wasn't really into the whole AI theme. Some of the house guests were really irritating. So I stopped watching it midway through last year. I decided to give it another shot this year. So the new season just aired. So today's Friday. The new season just aired last night, which is Thursday the 10th. So I'm going to start putting that in my planner. I thought, why not? Because I want to keep up with the episodes. Another reason why I stopped watching last week is because I didn't have time to watch it. And I would try to keep up and watch them a week later online streaming. But it got to be too much. So I just gave up. I don't want that to happen again this year. Hopefully the characters don't annoy me or the house guests. Anyway, that was a little tangent, but I'm going to put Big Brother episodes in my planner. If you watched Big Brother, let me know down in the comments. I kind of want to know what other people think about last year, because I know I wasn't the only one that did not like it. So let's use these little guys. And I'm just going to write BB. So those episodes come on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. And if I can't watch them those nights, which a lot of times I can't, I don't get to watch TV on my own a lot because either my kids are watching something and what they want to watch is usually on TV, and after they go to bed, it's time for me and my husband to spend time together or watch TV, something that we like to enjoy together, and he doesn't care for Big Brother, so he's not really a reality TV person. He hates reality TV, actually. So if it's a show that only I like to watch, I have to find little pockets of time somewhere in my week to watch those shows. So I fall behind a lot, and I fall behind easily, unfortunately. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for Wednesday. Moving on to Thursday, I'm going to be working. What do I want to do for a workout? I want to ride my Peloton bike that day. So I am going to use this guy. Let's try to do it kind of first thing in the morning. And by first thing, I mean after my kids leave for the day. And then I also have a bike icon because of course I do. Okay, and I will actually be needing to film my plan with me early this week. So typically I film and plan on Fridays, But I will need to be doing it on Thursday this week because I have a tattoo appointment in the afternoon. So I want to get that plan with me filmed and out of the way. I can always edit it at a later time. Sometime over here I can do some editing. But as far as filming goes, I'm going to film it on Thursday. So let's get that in here. I know I have some actually no, I have some edit stickers. I do have Coffee Monsters Co. film stickers. I just have to find them. There's edit, and here's film. Let's use these guys. They're a little bit bigger. I'll just put him right there. That's so cute. Okay, and I need to be working, so I'll work for a few hours that day. Again, I really want to make sure that I make some new jewelry. I don't know when I will be able to put them on the website, but at least I'll have them made. Okay, moving on to Friday. I want to get in a workout before my tattoo appointment. My tattoo appointment is at 11. I'd like to get a walk and a lower body workout in the morning prior to my tattoo. So, walk. Let's do we're gonna walk at 8:30, and then I'm going to do a lower body workout. Right after that. Also, I need to weigh in. My weekly weigh-in is on Fridays, so I will be doing that. Okay, as far as my tattoo appointment goes, I'm going to write that on this guy. Actually, no, that's a lot of green right next to each other. Let's do... All right, full box it is. And I know it's not technically a tattoo needle, but I do have these like little syringes. I'm gonna use that because why not? Why not? Okay. before I continue on with the weekend, I want to put in when I need to pick up my kids. I will be picking up my daughter from camp and my son from my in-laws Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Let's use different colored stars. Let's use these dark blue ones. It's crazy that we only have, or at least my kids only have a couple of weeks until they have to go back to school. I feel like summer just started, but they go back to school at the end of July. Okay. I need pickup, scripts. Actually, I usually use these ones, but I want to use different ones, the newer ones that I got a couple weeks ago. Let's go for these guys. Pick up, pick up, pick up. I'll use another one, yellow. Okay, this guy's a little crooked. Okay, now we can continue on to the weekend. Ooh, I need to do Big Brother. Duh. Let me find... Let me go through. Since I only have one TV icon on the kit, I have plenty of TV icons in my leftovers. So let's go with these. Because Big Brother, if you didn't know, that is on 3 days a week. Okay. Okay, now I think we can move on to the weekend, even though there's not that much happening. But that's okay, because the following week, I will be at Disney. Sneak peek, I will be at Disney. Okay, so Saturday, obviously I'm not working on the weekends. I'm not going to put down a day off sticker. I'm just going to, I mean, I'm pretty much off every weekend because those are my family days. So I don't know if I'm going to keep putting day off going forward on Saturdays and Sundays. I will throughout the week if I have a day off throughout the week, because that day tends to shift depending on what the rest of the family has going on that week or what we have going on that week. But just going forward, I never do my business stuff on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so I don't need to put that in. Saturday is going to be another rest day. So what did I do with those rest day stickers? My desk is a disaster. So one thing that nobody told me when you start filming Plan With Me's, you have a huge mess around you. So off camera, there is a huge mess. So I love that. Okay, rest day, we're going to use this yellow guy. Let's put him down here. And then I do have a hair appointment. Oh, I didn't even do my weekend banner. What the heck, Allie? Get your crap together, girlfriend. I don't like using the same pattern, I guess you could say. So we're just going to use this guy. So weekend. Ugh, that's so crooked. Okay. All right, weekend is in. Crooked, but it's in. Okay. Saturday, I have a hair appointment. What sticker do I want to use for that guy? I think I'm going to use this guy. That appointment is at 1:30. And since my husband does work on Saturdays, yes, he does work from home. However, he has to take phone calls. So if it were just my daughter, she's at an age now where she can she knows that when daddy's on a phone call, she can't talk to him. She can't ask him for things. But my toddler, on the other hand, does not. Obviously, he doesn't know that. So Saturday was the only day that I could get my hair done before I leave for Disney. So therefore, my mom has agreed to take my kids for a few hours in the afternoon so that I can get my hair done. My husband can work in peace. He doesn't have to worry about juggling his work and taking care of the kids. So, let's use these haircut icons. Okay. Actually, I'm going to move that. I want to put the time. All right, let's put you back down. Okay. That's all I have going on Saturday. Sunday, we need to do our weekly grocery shopping. So typically, I order my groceries online and I go and pick them up. However, as of last week, my husband and I had a discussion about maybe we should consider doing this in person as a family with our kids every now and then. Maybe not every single week, but we need to maybe start taking them with us and shopping in person because that's a life skill that they're going to need. And I never really thought about that before. Like going to the grocery store and knowing where things are, navigating a grocery store, knowing how to pick produce, like that's kind of a life skill that I didn't really, it seems so small, but if they grow up never knowing how to do that, that could be kind of, I don't know. It just seemed important. My husband brought up that point. So anyways, going forward, maybe not every single week, but we are going to start attempting to grocery shop with them in person so that they can kind of have an idea. It teaches them how to budget, which is a huge, huge life skill. I personally was never taught that. Yeah, so it's just, we think overall it'll be good for them. So we're going to be doing our grocery shopping as a family on Sunday. Let's get that in. And we try to go in the mornings. We will be trying to go in the mornings. Grocery shop. And then I also like to do our weekly budget. We budget bi-weekly, or we budget weekly, budget by paycheck. So, yeah, I like to plan out our budget every single week. And then I do have budget stickers. Okay, let's do this guy. So we do our budget, or I do our budget, and then I also, since we don't have anything major planned for the rest of the day, I am really behind on my junk journaling. I guess I can show you guys. This year I have started junk journaling. And it's so thick, as you can see. I'm not even halfway through and it's already pretty chunky. But anyway, I have started junk journaling this year and it's really something that I enjoy. However, I haven't found, over the last few months, I haven't found a ton of time to actually do it. And I'm starting to fall behind on the things that I want to junk journal. As you can see, these are things that I've fallen behind on. My trip to see my friend Jax, April recap, Go Wild, my Disney trip that I took with my husband back in May, a May recap, picking strawberries with my kids, going to see Lilo and Stitch with my daughter, Father's Day, our first boat day as a family. These are things that kind of, I don't want to say major life things that happen throughout our year, but semi-significant things I like to journal about and put pictures in. I'm not going to open it because there's pictures of my kids in there and I want to try and keep their privacy. But yeah, it's something that I've fallen behind on and I really want to get back on track. I really want to set aside some time, at least once a week. Well, it'll probably be once a week. So Sundays might be the best days to do that. So I'm going to try and do a junk journal recap this Sunday. Okay. So with that being said, how do I want to mark that in my planner? Okay. It took me a minute to find out or think through how I wanted to do that. I think this is what I want to do. I'm not going to be journaling for like hours on end. But yeah, I'm not going to be journaling for like hours on end, but even if I set aside like 1 hour, I will be happy with myself. So we are going to put junk journal with this journal right here. Journal, planner, whatever. we're going to use it. Okay. And I think the last thing I have that I want to do on Sunday is yoga. That's going to be my workout for Sunday. So let's get that in there. I do have some yoga strips, or scripts, I guess I should say. If I can use a script sticker over my own handwriting, I'm happy about that. All right. Let's use yellow. And then, you know, I have a yoga icon. Okay. All right, yoga on Sunday evening for my workout. All right. Oh, I just got these in the mail today, so let's use these. Why not? Friday. Let's put her on a little circle. With these fun guys. I love these little stickers. I should buy like a whole sheet of them. I'm pretty sure PlannerKate still has a full sheet of these. But they just add a little pop of fun. Okay, guys, I think that's everything. Yeah, I'm excited. This turned out really well. I am excited about next week. It's going to be a busy but exciting week. I'm super excited for my tattoo appointment on Friday. And then it's hard to believe, but the week after I will be at Disney for the majority of the week. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me for this plan with me. Again, sorry I didn't get one up last week, but yeah, thank you again for joining. If you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate a like. I would especially appreciate a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you could help me out with that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. And again, thank you, and I hope you guys have a good week. Bye, everyone.